I kind of have a problem. All of my houses look the same. And I'm so serious when I say this. All of my houses look the same. And it's kind of been getting to me. Like, I've known this for a while. I feel like it's a running joke on my channel that all of my houses are the same. I was recently doing a build and I'm like, girl, didn't you do this exact house already? I either reuse the house layout, like the floor plan, or I will reuse the furniture in the house, or I'll just use the same exact color schemes. But in my recent video, I realized after I filmed it, I used that same layout in a previous video. The color scheme looked like one of my previous videos, and then even the decoration I used. This can't go on. This cannot go on. So today I'm going to try and come up with something new. I'm gonna try and do a new style. I'm gonna try and do a new color scheme. I'm just going to try and do something new. frenchrxses uploaded a couple of videos where she shows how to decorate and how to basically become a better builder in Bloxburg. This one here basically gave tips on landscaping and exteriors, and then this one here mostly focused on colors, as you can obviously tell by the title. First tip I'll follow is basically about making the actual layout. The first tip she has for that is to place no more than 3 walls because you don't want your walls to be way too wide. I'm actually going to use this generator here to help determine how long my walls should be. My walls are usually 1 through 3, but I'm gonna try out 4, see how that goes. I'm gonna do 3 walls though. So we're gonna do 3 spins for 1 through 4. Okay, so the first wall is 3, and then 4, and then 1. 3, 4, 1. I wonder how that would look. 3, 4. I think I'll go up. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. She then mentioned in her videos that your builds should have like leading lines and focal point thingies. She basically started talking like an architect, so I was kind of confused, but she showed visuals. So basically what I took from that video is that you should have a focal point for your house. Where do you want your entrance to be? Where do you want your eyes to be drawn to? Over here could be the entrance, or over here could be the entrance. I'll place a double door. I'll use this one. I've never used this one before. Why is it sticking out? Is it supposed to do that? I don't think so. You know what? I'm just gonna stick to the doors I always use. Whenever I try something new, something wrong happens, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to my roots. No, I need to try something different. I'm gonna try a different door. Okay, this is what we're working with. So I'm guessing this will be the focal point. Now what? I have no idea. Another tip she mentions is to use inspiration. I actually use inspiration, but my inspiration is usually from YouTube. Well, actually her YouTube videos, because I really like her style. But she mentions that she likes to use Pinterest. Okay, I think I want to do a cottage. So I basically searched Bloxburg cottage, and I'm just going to go through and kind of see what they have. Okay, I kind of like this idea here. I don't know what it is. I think I like the browns and the greens, so I think I'll include a lot of that. This fence, I've never seen this fence before. I think this is like custom. Oh gosh, how am I gonna do this? I'll change the door first, which seems like a cottagey door. I want a double door though. You know what? I don't have to use a double door. I can use an arch door, and then I could put a window next to it. I guess now I'll just play around with shapes for a little bit. I don't know how I feel about this. I literally just placed a few walls, but this is just going to be my layout for the time being. If I want to change it later on, I guess I could. Another problem that I have is with the roof. I usually just do automatic placing and kind of just go from there, but it doesn't really look good all the time. So I think instead of just using automatic placing, I will try and make my own roof layout type of thingamajiggy. I really wonder how this video is going to turn out because I honestly don't know what to expect. Like, will this actually help me? Okay, so based off what I have here, I'm guessing this could be like the living area. This could be the kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and I guess little dining area in this corner. The next tip she mentions is to play with structurals and add roofing. I already did the roofing, so I'm going to play with structurals now. I don't even know what these are for. In her video, she uses them for like pillars. She makes kind of a modern-y, geometric-y house. Mine isn't really like that, so I don't know what I can use basic shapes for. I'm just gonna move on. The next step is to add gardening and fencing based on the style. Oh my gosh, this is my video. I did not build this, by the way. I had my subscribers do this because I definitely cannot do something like that. Long story short, I'm going to add a bunch of flowers and plants. I think I want to have here be like a little seating area too. Make it like all mystically with like trees and make it look pretty. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna keep going. This is already out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to keep going. I think I want to have a fence over here. Oh my gosh, someone joined. As for the fencing, I don't really know what screams cottagecore. I can use this one. Is this the one? Maybe if I color it brown, it would. I'll just copy this brown here. What if I put it like in between some bushes? Okay, I kind of like that, the brown with the green bush. Okay, I'll kind of keep that. I'm kind of going somewhere, I think, kind of getting somewhere. I think now I'm just going to work on the rest of the exterior. I'm going to add some windows. I would have loved to add like one big, huge window in the middle, but I can't because I have this wall here. I think if I put it together, it might work out. Oh my gosh, I was able to do it. Wait, I don't know how this looks. Does this look bad? Does this look good? Does it look like too many windows? The inside kind of looks weird, but I think it's fine. Now I kind of have my exterior down. I can start adding gardening and stuff. One of the tips she had for gardening is to place the plants really close to each other. So I'm going to try that out. I'm also going to try out some newer gardening things that I haven't used before. I don't really use bushes. I only use trees and flowers. So I'm going to try and use lots of different bushes. One of the things I do, I'll use a cactus in all of my builds, even if it's not even a summery build. I will use a cactus in an autumn build. Like, why, Chunky? Just why? Ooh, I should use some of these. I've never used these before. I think that would be so cool over here. Oh my gosh, everyone should just listen to French Roses. She knows what she's talking about. Oh my gosh, a bird just came onto the bird feeder. What? I forgot it does that. I thought it only does that for the water bird bath thingamajiggy. No, it came to the bird feeder. Oh my gosh, it just flew away. That is so cute. Okay, and this is how this side is looking. I really don't know what I think of it, but I'm kind of hopeful. I'm hoping that the colors will make it look way more better, more cohesive. Cohesive? What? I'm gonna kind of work on over here. I don't know what I want to put over here. I'm gonna use trees on this side, so let's see. When I think of forest, I kind of think of like these ugly looking trees, not these perfectly. Where are they? I think of these ugly looking, crazy, random shaped trees. It looks like a bunch of squares actually, now that I look at it. I don't really think of these like perfectly rounded circle roundy trees. I'm just gonna place like a bunch of these. I think like some should go over here. I think that's it for over here. It looks pretty good, way better than what I normally would do. I'm just gonna place a few plants here and there in the middle to kind of like take up space. I kind of want to do a little pond. It would have been so much better if I could just place one more down here, but I think this will do. Maybe if I put some plants at the bottom, it'll make up for it. If you watch my videos, then you'll know that I always do my landscaping off camera because it just takes forever for me. I always keep going back and forth. I never know what to do. Here, I actually had an idea and I was able to kind of execute it kind of quickly. The last tip that I have for her video is to play around with color. Some of her sub tips are to use the same color for the exterior and interior, use neutral colors for the wall, and then try to stick to one side of the color wheel. So the first one I'm gonna follow is to stick to neutral colors for the walls. She mentions to use ghost gray if you don't know what color to use. As for the roof, I kind of want to do a brown color to match one of those pictures that we saw before. I kind of want to change the walls though. I want to do green. What shade of green? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. We are just going to go with it. I don't know what I'm doing, but that's kind of the fun in it. Trying out something new versus sticking to what I always do. I just found that the colors were not meshing and I knew it was gonna take a while, so I just turned off the camera and I started playing around. I eventually came up with this scheme here. These two are actually the same colors. The texture actually makes the wall look a little different, but they're the same color. It's just something about this side over here. I think maybe once I add some actual stuff over here, like maybe a chair, maybe after I decorate over here, it'll look kind of better. I guess the last step for me would be to finally color all these plants and gardening on the outside, add some decoration here, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh my gosh, I'm almost finished. I think I should first focus on this side over here because this is what looks the most bland in my opinion. How do you guys think this is turning out? I think it's turning out really nice. I'm actually really proud of myself. I definitely wasn't expecting this to come out like this. I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't this. One of the things she mentioned is to kind of stick to the same side of the color wheel. Browns and yellows and stuff, greens, it's all on this side of the color wheel. So I actually did that unintentionally. So the fact that they're all on this side of the color wheel and she said that sticking to the same side of the color wheel will help. I don't know, French Roses might be onto something. I'm finally back after I added some more decoration to the rest of the section over here. So the first part she had for coloring was to stick to one side of the color wheel, which I did. I kind of stuck to over here on this side, so it was like oranges, browns, greens, the yellows. I stuck to this side, and then the next part of that tip is to contrast it for the decoration. Contrasting is basically the opposite of something. So in this case, I'm going to use the opposite colors. So literally right across from here, these are the contrasting colors. I use mostly oranges, browns, yellows, and greens. So instead of using this side of the color wheel, I will stick to this side for decoration. I really don't know how that would look, but I'm going to give it a try and see. Instead of using these, I'll start over here with like these colors maybe. I really don't know. Another thing she mentions is that you'll probably have to play around a lot with the colors. So I'm not gonna feel bad if I can't get exactly what I want on the first try. You know what? I'm just gonna use my regular colors. I cannot deal. I tried. I really did try. I think coloring might just be where I mess up with this build because I really don't know what to do with it. Oh my gosh. I hope I don't mess up the build just because I can't color. I think she should do a part 2 where she goes in depth with like textures and stuff. That would be super helpful because I don't know what I'm doing. I also tend to stick to a lot of the same ones I normally use, which I want to stray away from, but it's just kind of hard for me. I went this far. I've tried so much. I learned a lot and I'm okay with that. Yeah, it looks crazy. You know what? I acknowledge it looks crazy. So now I'm just gonna continue making it look even crazier. I think I'm just gonna finish coloring off camera. I'm not gonna give myself a lot of hope so that I don't disappoint myself. That sounds so dark, but I'll just be back in a few. Okay, I'm finally done with coloring the house and I'm ready to show the results. Now, before I show the results, remember, Noelle said that you don't have to get it all on your first try, so I feel better about my attempt. Okay, here goes my new style house. Honestly, it's not the worst. I definitely did reach out my comfort zone. I don't really use this roof. I never really use these colors for the walls. I use different wall trim. I use a lot more gardening and plants than I normally do. I'm actually really proud about that the most. I think this part here was really creative, like this little walkway over here. Normally, I would have just left it like this and then have nothing up here, but I think this was pretty creative and I got all of these ideas from her video. Now, the only thing I dislike about the build, I think it's the colors. I tried to do the method she suggested where I use contrasting colors, but the contrasting colors just didn't really look good in my opinion, so I kind of used similar colors on the same side of the color wheel thingamajiggy. Other than that, I think I did a pretty decent job. This definitely doesn't look like any of my builds I've done before, so I'm really happy about that. Ooh, maybe I should do a part 2 where I decorate the inside of the build. I think that would be really cool. Yes, I should do a part 2 where I do the inside of this build. I already have everything sectioned off anyway, so I might as well. But yeah, if that's something you guys would like to see, then be sure to let me know. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.